Welcome to Todd's 2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday, brought to you by Big Beard Battery. Visit bigbeardbattery.com. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. Hit the subscribe button now. Thank you. Ho ho, and how you doing? Santa Todd here with a Santa edition of our Tech Tip Tuesday. Over here, I've got 2/3 of our Frosty the Snowman.
Well, if you consider the rest of the snowbank my body, I'm quite large.
Yeah, he's got a lot of back down there. All right, so a lot of questions came up. My understanding is you guys have questions that you needed to ask Santa. You know, not Todd, Santa. So let's go ahead and start off with some of the questions, and I have my little helper here.
Santa Todd, this is our first year out of our sticks and bricks for Christmas. My concern is how will Santa deliver all of my presents without a chimney? My wife suggests that I leave the max air vent open.
Now, so I'm going to go through the front door. I have special keys. I've got green keys, I've got red keys, I've got blue keys.
You also have AAA.
Right.
Well, this one, I don't know if this will be, we'll be able to ask this next year, but Santa, why is your beard not white? It's
well, just for men. Just for Santa.
just for just for Santa.
This is the summer edition. We actually shot this about 6 months in advance. I don't know why in July we decided to do a Christmas special, but it's hot.
Can we put pink in the freshwater tank to winterize it?
You can, sure. Don't know why. Now, no, some people do. It seems to be the easy way. What they'll do is they'll take the pink antifreeze, the food grade antifreeze, and put it in the fresh holding tank first, and then use the water pump. Definitely do that, but you're going to waste about a gallon or two just to get it into the pump and then forward. But yeah, there's not a problem with it.
All right, from Canadian Twig, I'd like to know what the max weight of a mattress you can have. Our bed is in the slide. It's a king bed. The rollers are leaving indents on the flooring.
Right.
We were told by the factory service the bed was too heavy. Okay, so I asked what the max weight I could work with. The answer I got was, we weren't sure.
So you're asking Santa, because Santa has the same question. I put in my own special mattress. It's very heavy, and if it wasn't for the carpet, I can tell you, they don't handle much, right? The little rollers, if it's on rollers, do you think they sit there and, kind of figure out all those numbers when it comes to rolling across your... The one thing you can do is just take it off and see if that alleviates the problem, right? Find some ways to actually maybe add just a stiffer piece of laminate down. So that way it can slide easier. If it's on carpet, you definitely don't want to do that, but laminate on laminate, spread it out some. But it's hard to say. All I know is this: don't be standing in your slide, moving it in or out. That's bad.
John Walder says, here's a question for Santa Todd.
John Walder?
Yep.
You know John Walder? Okay. What's John Walder want?
Can you really damage the truck alternator when you have lithium batteries in your fifth wheel, especially when there's minimal amps going through the 7-way connection?
So, yes and no, right? It all depends on what else you do. If you go and upgrade your wiring and run that back, say through an Anderson connector into the batteries, yes, because an alternator is a dumb alternator. It's going to work as hard as it can if there's no pushback. But if you're just going to run it through a 7-way connector, you got an extra 20 foot, basically of using a 16-gauge cable, probably will not hurt that. You will run it at, near max level. You're going to wear it down faster, right? So, yes and no. It all depends on what else you do. I know you're trying to trick me, but you can't trick Santa.
From Nursing Our Travel Bug, which tools would Santa Todd deliver to all the little good boys and girls?
The tools of the trade are going to be my tips.
This one is from Stephanie Henson. We know her. Santa, what is Miss Todd getting for Christmas?
Oh, Mrs. Todd. Oh, I thought it was Mr. Todd. I was like, he's getting Mrs. Santa.
Well,
What is Mrs. Todd getting for Christmas? She's getting Mr. Todd. No, that's all I got.
No, that's good. That's good. And I'll tell you, everybody out
I'm not
there
going to spoil it now.
that's asking
You'll
for the
have to
perfect
know.
husband for Christmas, I wish you would stop, because I've been trying to get kidnapped like 50 times this week. Really, you don't get it? All right, Mariner 3. I don't have solar on my cargo trailer. What is the best option for charging my lithium batteries? Is my alternator from truck sufficient for charging to keep 12-volt fridge going?
All right, there's a lot of questions there.
Yeah, and very little thes.
First off, we got to throw in some of those.
Thank you for your question, by the way. This is a good one.
It all depends on what else you're running in there. Will the alternator help to run the refrigerator? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that alternator, the output of that alternator is always going to change depending on what you're using in the truck. Now, since you got a cargo trailer, you said you can't keep that lithium battery charged. One of the cheapest things you could do, easiest thing to do, put a solar panel or two up there. Put a solar panel or two up top. And while you have sun, at least you've got some wattage coming in. And it all depends on what size solar panels you get.
Hey, Go Power, doesn't they have that one that has the thing already built in?
The
You
solar
just
controller? Yep.
literally clamp onto your battery?
Absolutely.
I've got one of those. I love
Yep.
it. From Lennon Davis. Question for Todd regarding condensation. Is it normal for condensation to happen between the fiberglass insulation and the silver insulation in the roof? My whole front cap up to my roof is condensating. I'm definitely putting a dehumidifier on for the rest of my life, but in the meantime, does that happen easily or normally?
Well, so in most front caps being exposed, you're going to get some level of that. But if you've got quite a bit, that means that the warm air inside the RV. So it does sound like you've got some space where that warm air from the cab of or the living space of your RV is getting to. Is that normal? How about is it supposed to be that way? The answer is no. It really shouldn't be that way. Is it normal? It could be. It's an RV. The question is what's going on the other side of that fiberglass. If you get condensate over here, that means there's warm air touching the backside of that front cap. Would be a cause for concern. What's showing up over here on the other side of that fiberglass?
Yeah.
So Santa would always recommend, no matter what, hands and knees for the general public.
I know. My ice cubes are melting.
He froze his off and inadvertently killed the real Santa. And so, because of the Santa Claus, I'm the new Santa.
I don't have legs.
I know.
That's not fair. It's not nice.
You don't have more than that.
Can we put what? Everybody, hands and knees. Let's do that together. Ready? Everybody off your couch. Hands and knees. I'm just sticking out of the snow.
I know. It's going to be hilarious. Looks like you're 2/3 here.
Yeah.
Hey, Frosty, are you getting calls?
I'm getting calls on my cell phone in the bottom of my snow bale. There you go.
Alright.
They're looking at it like, we're going to work with that?
Bloopers on that one.
Are those your jingle bells?
Oh, you like right up in there.
That's how I like it.
Typically, your fifth. Floppy.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
How you doing?
I'm going to try this again.
I wish I had knees.
He's laughing his snowballs off. 1/2 inch maybe. Put that on there to help disperse the weight. Keep your hands and knees wide. As
That's what I always say. The white.
all of a sudden, I'm faced. Check it out. Links in the description.